Anna watched out the window and waited until her grandfather's buggy rounded the corner before she pulled the bottle of pills from her apron pocket. She handed the prescription to her grandmother, resolved that she would never live the way her grandparents did, keeping secrets from each other, even if her future husband did end up being the bishop like her grandfather. Donkey Anna. Mary Ann Byler popped 2 pills in her mouth and followed them down with a glass of water, then stashed the pills in her own apron pocket. Anna knew she wouldn't see the bottle again until it was empty and time for more, and she'd often wondered where her grandmother hid the bottle. "The pharmacist said you've been out of refills for a few months, but Dr. Noah kept approving it. He won't fill it again, though, until you come for an office visit, and this isn't the full prescription." Anna began gathering up the dirty dinner dishes, glancing at her Mammi a couple of times before adding, "So what will you do?" She piled the plates on the counter next to the sink and folded her arms across her chest. Mammi dipped a dish rag into the soapy water and looked over her shoulder. "The Lord will provide." "I sure hope so." Mammi never got worked up about anything, but sometimes Anna thought maybe she should. It had been 8 months since her grandfather had forbidden everyone in their district to visit Dr. Noah Stolfus's clinic. Anna wondered if Daddy would have made such a decision if he'd known that his own wife was so dependent on Dr. Noah, a secret Mammi had been keeping since way before the official ban. Anna glanced at the clock on the wall. "Can I go now?" She tucked a strand of loose brown hair beneath her cap, then smoothed the wrinkles from her black apron. "The volleyball game at the Lapp's house started at 1. Mammi turned around, dried her hands on a kitchen towel, and leaned against the counter. "Yeah, but be home in time to help with supper." She smiled, defining the lines around her tiny mouth and those feathering from the corners of her eyes. "And have fun." Anna nodded, then hurried through the living room to the front door. The Lapp farm was in walking distance. By the time she arrived, the court was filled with players. "Come be on our side, Anna." Emma Lapp waved, and once Anna was in place, she stared through the net at an unfamiliar face. She gawked long enough to almost get hit in the head with the ball, but awkwardly bounced it away with her elbow instead. Luckily, Emma got underneath it and made the point. "That's Jacob Hostetler," Emma whispered in Anna's ear. "His family just moved here. They bought the old Zook place." Emma struggled to catch her breath as she brushed her palm against a sweaty forehead. Hard to keep focused with him on the other side of the net, yeah? Emma grinned before she got back in place a few feet to Anna's right. Anna tried to keep her eyes on the other team's server, but her gaze kept shifting back to Jacob Hostetler. Like most of the men this time of year, Jacob's face was bronzed by the summer sun, and his shoulders and arms looked like those of a man who'd been chopping wood since he was born, 19 or 20 years ago, she guessed. If his tall and muscular physique wasn't enough to set any girl's heart to racing, he also had brown hair streaked with gold, his cropped bangs resting just above piercing blue eyes. When he looked at her, tiny dimples formed on either side of a flawless mouth. She forced herself to look away from his perfectness and watch the volleyball coming in her direction. "Got it!" She wasn't as tall as most of the players on the team, so she had to jump really high to slam the ball over the net. And slam it she did, right into the side of Jacob's face. "Are you okay?" She peered through the net. One side of Jacob's face was bright red, but he waved her off. Yeah, I'm fine." The game went on for another 45 minutes before Emma's mom set refreshments on a nearby picnic table. Emma looped her arm through Anna's as they walked to the table, leaning over to whisper in her ear again. "Well, he's a looker, but have you ever seen a worse volleyball player in your life?" Anna had been thinking the same thing. If Jacob did happen to make contact with the ball, it went flying wildly out of bounds every time.